Provisions Pocketbook is essentially a comprehensive visual database of provisions that psychologists recommend to meet the identified needs of children and young people who are in educational settings. It currently spans the early years foundation phase to the end of Key Stage 4, with plans to include a post-16 section in the near future. It is presented on the Padlet platform across 12 interlinked Padlets. It's digitally accessed across numerous devices and easy to navigate. Provisions Pocketbook is a live resource, meaning that it is updated as needed in line with new developments in the EP field. Provisions Pocketbook presents a wide variety of provisions, the selection of which is always guided by professional judgment and case formulation. Feedback from EPs who are using the resource is that it frees up valuable EP capacity for formulation and bigger picture thinking by taking out some of the legwork involved in writing and rewording provisions. This flow diagram gives a visual representation of how the content in Provisions Pocketbook is structured. First and foremost, we have the four main areas of need, being communication and interaction, cognition and learning, SEMH, and physical and sensory. Each main area of need is divided into three main age phases, and within each age phase, there's a series of topic strands that are relevant to that age phase. Certain needs will be represented across various main areas of need. For example, visual impairment. While this is primarily a physical and sensory need, it may have resulting needs in other areas such as cognition and learning and in communication and interaction, and therefore additional information is included for visual impairment as relevant to those other areas of need. What's important to note is that Provisions Pocketbook is structured using a needs-based framework and not a diagnostic framework. So if, for example, you have a child with a diagnosis of autism, you wouldn't search for that diagnosis, but rather for the identified needs within that for the child. So, for example, you might wish to include difficulty managing transitions, social anxiety, and social communication. So this enables a really fine-tuned, child-centered and personalized approach. So let's take a closer look. Up to Provisions Pocketbook, you will receive a link via email which will give you access to the Provisions Pocketbook team on the Padlet platform. You will click on the logo to take you to the main navigation page, in which you can see the four main areas of need, as well as a user guide and some tips to the left. So if we work on a case example in which we might be searching for targeted interventions for a child with reading difficulties in the primary phase, we would click on cognition and learning. We would then select primary, and here we can see the reading strand, which details general considerations, strategies, accommodations, structured or targeted interventions, and resources that are applicable to reading. You can search for the strand you are needing through referring to the contents bar on the left, or you can also choose to search for a particular topic in the search bar to the top. This will then bring up all strands which refer to reading. Guided by your case formulation and your professional judgment, you might wish to select a certain intervention. You might wish to extract the text to use in a report, and to do this you will simply double click on the bubble. You can then highlight and copy text and use in reports or consultation documentation as required. Provisions Pocketbook enables you to keep multiple tabs open, so when working on this particular case, there might be aspects on the SEMH Padlet that you might wish to include, physical and sensory, or communication and interaction. So you can easily switch between areas of need at the top. Provisions Pocketbook can be accessed on mobile, laptop or iPad for use in the office or in schools or on the go. To join Provisions Pocketbook, you can subscribe via the website at edpsychinmypocket.co.uk. Annual subscription is £120 a year, or you can subscribe monthly at £15 a month. You're welcome to contact us at any time on hello@edpsychinmypocket.co.uk.